Well, hello there ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of my Transport Fever series on White Valley. In today's episode, we're going to go ahead and primarily focus on the industry side of things, the goods side of things, because we have sort of, I guess in the previous two episodes since my return, have neglected, and it's a very big part of this map. By far it is the biggest income stream we have currently in this game. One or two things I want to go ahead and just, I guess, go over before we start the episode properly though. People who were interested, and I am interested in myself, the TR Hetton 2 is now in the profit, which is nice to see, and it's doing remarkably well. It's at up over 100k. There's a big change along here, which is quite odd actually, I guess you could say. First of all, going back to what I was saying in the last two episodes, I'm wanting less tunnels and much more natural railways. So the railway that used to go from Hetton over just to the top left of our screen, round to Burnham, just over the hill here, that was all in a tunnel before, two separate tunnels in fact. However, it's all been brought out, and as we can see now, we can see the trains pretty much right round into the station, which is nice. It sort of curls round the mountain instead of going originally right through the mountain, which it did. Much more realistic, and also we've got a small bridge, but this bridge fits in, it's not out of place because we are going down the hill. Additionally, on top of that, I've taken the tunnel. There used to be a station here. I think at one point I did want to go ahead and harvest some of the iron from this iron ore mine, however I decided against it, or for the time being anyway, because we've got another iron mine over there, you can see. You can't see that at all, but there we go. Chorley East is where the iron's coming from, so I don't feel I need this right now, so I removed that and took this line out of a tunnel as well. This meant I could upgrade this station here and give it an extra platform, because I've got some ideas of what I want to do this episode. And then on top of that, if we come back over here, we can see that it's pretty much just been a flyover. The reason I needed this flyover, I said at the end of the last episode, was simply because it was just getting a bit busy at this junction here and I wasn't wanting trains to wait. So we've got this purple line now, which is the line which goes and carries coal from to my right up to my left. We've then got the yellow line, which is the connection from Hetton over to Burnham, and then finally the green line, which goes from Hetton to Maidstone. I wonder how this route is doing actually. That's a pretty chock-a-block train. You do have to remember we removed one or two bus routes in the last episode, so that might have some effect. As we can see, this train here is doing relatively well. It's at 725k profit, which is good to see. And then if we come along here, as we can see here, I have sort of changed the junction a little bit just to make it a bit more easier for trains to get in and out the station, and again have less of a queue here. They can just go ahead and pick up speed much faster. So that's really what I guess I've done. I've done one or two wee other things. I've added a few trucks here and there and maybe changed a few vehicles here and there, because I realised in the last episode I didn't get an overly large amount done. However, this episode I want to go ahead and change that. So we're focusing on industry. Where are we at with industry? That's probably the first best question, which is a very good one in itself. If we jump into here right now, I want this one is what I want. So as we can see here, these are different industry cargo routes. And as you can see, we've got a combination of quite a lot of different industries actually involved. We've got quite a bit of stone, which is obviously going into the brick industry. We've got some crude oil, which is being turned into fuel. We have got some iron, and we've got some coal, which is being turned into steel, which is then being turned into machinery and tools. And then finally we've got some raw wood, which is getting turned into planks, which some of those planks are also being used for machines and tools. So that's really how things are right now. I've got one or two routes here which are a bit negative, which I want to address, and also want to go ahead and increase capacity and efficiency on some of them as well. So the first thing I want to do is I want to do something quite daring actually. Currently right now we have, would I call it an inefficiency? I kind of would. So right now if we go ahead and look at my truck view, we can see here this brown route. So this brown route and this orange route actually are both, they don't necessarily need to be here. So as we can see, we've got this station here. This brings in steel to this plant here. And then along with wood must come in here too. The wood comes in on the orange trucks. That then goes ahead and makes either tools or machinery. Understandably, yep, okay, that makes sense. And then the brown line transports it down into the centre and it comes into this depot here. And then the Hetton itself absorbs this machinery and also tools. As you can see, machinery is, or tools, sorry, is up at 54%, and then the machinery is at 31%. So all in all, not too bad. However, I feel I can go ahead and optimize this just a little bit. The first thing I would say is if we follow this orange route up here, that road can be straightened. We're right beside the railway line here, and then if we come all the way down here, we're still right beside the railway line. So I think what we can do is we can go ahead and probably start having the wood be, or the planks should I say, being carried by train. And then on top of that, I would also like to go ahead and build a railway line instead of the brown line anyway, which we have a lot of trucks on, may I add. I'm looking for green. You can see there's 15 trucks transporting planks, which is a lot. We are making quite a bit of money on that route, but I feel we can make more. And then we've also got the Hetton tools, that's the brown route. That has got a lot of trucks on it, but it's also adding a lot more traffic onto the roads of Hetton, and the roads are only going to get worse there. The trucks run very frequently, so I think it's maybe time for an upgrade there as well. And that is what we're going to start off with. So we're essentially going to be building 2 new railway lines. The junction here has changed a bit as well, so as we can see we've got full steel trains coming in. Unfortunately I just can't have any larger, or longer should I say, trains coming in just because of the length of the platforms. I believe right now here is 240, so we could easily go ahead and upgrade it, but I guess I'm bound by the lengths of the other platforms. Over here we're at 320, and up here this is probably going to be our limit. So I could extend this one as well. This is a busy station. I'm pretty sure it's got only 2 routes coming into it right now, but I've got a feeling it will have a third because, again, I would really like to remove the trucks from here and go ahead and start getting the iron moving along the railway line here, just because, again, it's a bit inefficient. Though I have, and I do generally notice that this is not in the most convenient place. So we might need to go ahead and either remove the overhead line or make the overhead line, I guess, go around the top. That might be better actually, it might remove just the need for the bridge. So, I don't know, we're going to play around with a few things. Where we're going to start off with, I think we're going to start off with just building a line over from this station, somehow over this gorge here, and then get it to run along here. This is going to be quite difficult to do, and I'm not overly looking forward to it, but we'll see how things go. So the first thing I'm going to do, I keep saying that, I'm actually going to extend the length of this railway station because we might as well. So let's cut that back, like so. Let's go ahead and upgrade you, and let's go to 300 and... right, okay, that's problematic. We can remove this temporarily and remove that temporarily. We can then go ahead and... I want a cargo station, and I want one... I guess I want a side-on one, a freight station. We want 320 high speeds, number of platforms 3 realistically actually, because we're going to have a lot more stuff coming into here. So we can go ahead and stick that there. That works quite nicely, it fits in, and it pretty much should be the same elevation, which is good. The reason I'm doing this is because we're going to be having... what I hope is the wood coming in here and the steel coming in here. So I want these coming into different platforms. So we're going to have to do a wee crossover like this. Like so. And that looks quite nice for now. And that means trains can continue on. I will add in signals a bit later. However, that's not a big issue right now. And then we can have this third platform just coming out of here. And this is going to go downhill. See, this is the problem. We really need to drop quite a bit in height to get across here. Which shouldn't be too bad, but it's more this gorge I'm worried about. So if we go ahead and build that to there, then I just want to build into there like that. We're obviously going to have to remove that road and that house. You're already 320 meters in length, which is fine. But that doesn't work because there's too much slope. Not obvious, but I think it's this bit here. So we actually need to come down even more in elevation, which is crazy. I think for me it'd be easier to build across this way. Like so. And then, yeah, we need to keep building. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go backwards on this a bit. And then hopefully that will just be able to... Still can't do that, the road. The road is going to be the issue here though, so we're just going to remove that. And then we can build the railway line, double the railway line up like so. Then we can reinstate the road, because the road's always going to be the problem here. So can we do that, or is that too much slope again? Terraforming has come actually a long way though since I originally played this game. It is much better than it used to be. So if we go ahead and do that, it's just going to be the angle we intersect the road at. Or we could always go for a bridge. That might be a better idea. However, there is a bit of a collision there, which is not ideal. The problem is we're already coming uphill. We could always do a tunnel. We could go the other way. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go for a tunnel. Let's go for... This isn't going to look the most prettiest, I realise, but it will do for the time being. So that works like that, and then we'll just have this slowly come back up. Well, I mean, it's going to come up quite aggressively, but because it's a tunnel, it doesn't overly matter. Like so. Build that out. And there we go. I realise that's a city road actually, but it can sort itself out. No problem at all. Let's delete that. We'll have to modify that whole road anyway. And then from here we can have... Actually, I kind of don't want that to be a city road. I don't want any more building up here. So let's go ahead and upgrade that and that like so. And let's go ahead and have this meander into there like so. So it's not the most elegant, but again, that's something I'll probably tidy up off camera. Let's go ahead and sort out my remaining two issues here. So let's have a road that goes from there to... Actually, that could make sense being that bend there. So that looks a bit more natural now. And then we're also going to have a new road from here. And that can join into there like that, so that's still in the sphere of influence of each other, which is good. So with that done now, we can go ahead and actually start cracking with our new routes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and double this up here. And that's going to curl in, and that's going to join round about here, I guess you could say. Like so, perfect. And then at the other end... We're going to have to jump back across this gorge through the tunnel, and then we can come into there quite easily like so. What platform do we need to use? That's the question. It needs to be this right hand platform like so. So that works nicely. That looks awful though. Everything's not quite perfect in this game just yet. Oh, that's what has happened here? That's awful. That is absolutely awful. Right, let's go ahead and do... I can't even do that now. Can I do that? No, I can't. Right, I'm going to sort this out quickly. So there we go. That's me just gone ahead and sorted that out. I've just gone ahead and got rid of the tunnel because it wasn't really that pretty anyway. And I will sort this road out because it's not... I don't know. I'm going to change the elevation of probably the railway line a bit as well. So work on that off camera. So that's the railway line built now, the blue line, so it's a very, very short line. It will literally just have the one train. I did think, why did I double that line up? I guess I always do, plus in case of potential future building, or if we have, for example, fuel coming through this line and maybe up to Hampstead or something in the future. I'm not really at all sure, but we're going to go ahead and get a new train onto here ASAP. So I'm going to have to build another engine house, and we're going to do it on the hill here. We're going to go for just a small engine house over here. It's been so long since I've placed like an engine house, you know, I always go into the wrong menus. I think I was quite guilty of that before, to be fair. I just did play it down. So there we go. So what trains are we going to go for? Well, I wonder. I think I know what we're going to go for anyway. We're going to go for the good old Class 3-7, just because it's been highly suggested to me. Locomotives. I could go for electric actually, it probably would be better. What I would like to do is go for the red ESW locomotive. As I said, I think I talked about it 2 episodes ago, it's still kind of common in this country here. With regards to wagons, I need to go ahead and get something which carries tools and machinery. Or both. So I can have a mixed train, or I could go for something like this, which should be ideal. These are different companies actually, just I need a boxcar of some sorts. These can carry 18, I quite like these blue ones actually. With regards to how long I can make a train very long essentially. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll go for 10 for now because I don't really need much more than that. So that'll go ahead and that'll get stuff moving. Now that's not going to be very profitable right now because the problem is this comes into the station but it doesn't come into the city centre, which I need to go ahead and address. So I might need to have some trucks doing this very short journey just into here. And it doesn't also serve a lot of the city, so I could have quite easily a second base down here, maybe over by the bayside. With regards to the town's actual layout, the commercial and industrial is mainly based up in this corner, which is good. So for the time being, I think what I might do is I might have an incredibly short truck route which just goes between these two and have like 4 trucks on it. Because, don't get me wrong, goods can be distributed from here, but the sphere of influence is just a little bit better inside the Hetton exchange. So that's what I'm very quickly going to go ahead and build. We'll just do a very small truck area right beside the station right here. That's in sphere of influence of each other, which is perfect. Then we can go ahead and very quickly, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take the Hetton tools, and I was going to delete it, but I might as well just replace it. So let's go ahead and get rid of that, and let's go ahead and connect up that, and they just go between each other. Could not connect all the stations because of... So I worked out my error pretty quickly there. I placed a passenger terminal instead of a goods terminal, and as you can see all these trucks are simply just going around in circles now. So let's go ahead and delete all of that. Let's go ahead and put you to you. Pathfinding is complete, and there we go. One thing is I do not need this many trucks at all, so we can go ahead and sell a lot of you guys. Let's go ahead and sell you and sell you. We only literally need about 4 trucks, there shouldn't be a lot of redistribution at all. I'll keep 6 on the route for the time being, so we can go ahead and sell some of you guys. And that will also free up the roads as well, because it's sharing roads with tram routes as well. Just that being in the very city centre, it is a bit of a traffic issue. What I could do, to be fair, is add a new road in along here. Don't know how much disruption that's going to cause for the tram, mind you. Not too much. It will cost me a bit of money, but it will be worth it. So that means the... Yeah, that's good actually, because that means it takes it off the tram. As you can see, the trams here, so that takes it just a little bit pressure off. It means that less of the road is shared, which is good. This is essentially just a truck only road, which is nice to see. Right, okay, so with that issue addressed, that should go ahead and move goods much better, and it means that only planks get dropped off here now. However, by the end of this episode, I want to get rid of Hetton South here. It looks like stuff is starting to build up for Hetton goods, which is correct, so the pathfinding in the game AI is doing its job, or at least what I want it to do anyway. Okay, so moving on from here now, the next cause of concern is up here with the wood. We've got a lot of trucks running this, and I want to go ahead and optimize it, so let's go ahead and do that. First of all, we're going to need a station though, and that is the problem here, because we're sort of very flat here but where the road is. If I was to put a station here, the platform would extend halfway up the hill and we'd be chasing this line all the way up. I know this because I got caught out of this. I got caught out by this, I guess, when I did my own playthrough last time, so I know I need to delete this road and I know I need to go ahead and make some modifications. So let's go ahead and first of all build the train station, which if we go to rail, we go to goods stations, we go to freight station. This literally needs to be one platform. I cannot see any reason why we'd have to make it 2 ever. So we can go ahead and make it nice and close to the... See, this is the problem we're having, and I'm not going to like this, I can tell. It's going to be really problematic just because we're so close to starting to go uphill. It's such a long station, you know. If we do that, I think we should be able to catch up with the line. Well, that was a lot higher than I thought, actually. But it should do. Yeah, that'll be fine. So we can go ahead and we can build train lines in parallel, which is great. We'll have these lines going quite far, and then they will join. But just because we're going to have really long trains coming along here, I do want to make these extra wee sidings long, so that means trains can wait not on the main line, which it shares with the steel and coal. Yeah, There's going to be a lot of trains here, isn't there? There's already 2 routes on there. We could just run 2 separate lines, or even just 1 separate line. Would that be better? How much is this going to cost? Not a lot. I think we're just going to build a separate line because we've already got a fair amount of trains on the tracks there anyway. So that's going to make things quite busy and congested, which I don't necessarily want. Arguably the steel train doesn't come along here for too much. But then I'm going to have to cross over here, aren't I? Because the way I've done... Oh no, I don't have to at all, actually. Right, this works out well, I think, ish. Yeah, let's do that. Yes, that'll be 4 into there like so. So that works out nicely, and then what we're going to do is we're going to have the crossover which we need. That's a bit unrealistic, so we'll have you come across. That's what I need. Like so. And then we can have you just merge into there like that. Though we're going to have to just cut this last little bit off here. Let's go ahead and grab that from there into there like so. So that works out. And yeah, I think we're good to go with just this 1 extra line actually. We could upgrade it to 2, but I'm realistically just going to have 1 train doing this route anyway. So there's not much point in having all this right now. Though this is going to merge into here. That can be... Again, I don't think we need it right now, so that's perfect. So that means we can go ahead and now rename and build this line in here. So let me just check something before I do anything else. I should have done this in the first place. Are you guys in sphere of influence of each other? Yes, you are, right, that's good, because you are a wee bit further away than the current truck stop. Right, anyway, let's go back in here. Let's find line 1. Let's go ahead and take you, start you up here at the Hampstead Annex, and then you're going to come down here to our newly, well, it's not newly formed, I'm going to probably rename this actually, because it's near Hetton, but it's not actually the main Hetton goods train station. What you're going to be is you are going to be the, I guess you are a Hetton, so you're a G, and then you're Hetton, and then you're planks related, so Hetton, and you carry planks. Right now, I could actually go ahead and use this to my benefit, and I think we should. So, it's going to be carrying planks one way, but it's essentially going to be empty the other way. However, it is coming back up to town here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have it take goods into the town of Hampstead. I think that's quite a good idea. However, I'm going to need a bit better infrastructure. Hampstead needs to be worked on, and that's going to be next episodes. It just is too... Yeah, it needs worked on badly, is what needs to happen. So, with that done, we're going to make a new road which just comes over here like so, and then you're going to just come along and simply join in like that. Let's go ahead and delete this tail end here. Let's go ahead and tidy this wee bit up here as well, like so, and I'll sort of terraforming out in the next episode. So that's that new road done. That is also bringing wood from the farm over there actually, so that's interesting. Again, we could get a train going from there to there. So this is going to be a long process, as are all Transport Fever maps. I've got over 300 hours on this game, and happily. It's a game that you can just get lost in, and it really, really is good fun. Okay, so the next job to do now is actually get a train on this line. So let's go ahead and do that. What kind of train are we going to have on this line? That's the better question. So... You're just all on one track because... Why? I don't have any signals in, that's why. Right, let me go ahead and... I won't need many signals on this one just because it is a single track, but we do that, that allows for that. And then if we come over here, and then we have a waiting signal there. That's realistically what I want, which is perfect. So that means it could use either platform, I guess, if it wanted to, if it wants to reassign itself. Anyway, we need to build a train station, and where's the train going to go and come from? Probably here actually as well, just because we've got a nice small area here. So let's go ahead and put in the engine house here. If we just jump in, and probably should go ahead and get some different engine houses actually, but hey ho. Right, locomotives, happy again to go with it. Let's go with a different colour though. Oh, there's a class 3.7 and class 4.7. What's the difference? So that's 87 miles per hour. Not overly bothered about the speed, it's more the running cost. So that costs a fair amount. And then we've got the 4.7, which costs a lot more, can go a lot faster. The power's a big thing actually, that's the one thing, and the tractive effort. It's to do with the speed the train can move off from, I guess you could say. So actually 37's better, so we're going to go with a class 37 in blue this time. So let's go ahead and build that. Now the wagons are going to be the big question. So I want planks going one way, but I need... Okay, this is going to be difficult. I might have to have two separate trains on this line, which is going to be a bit of an issue because I've just built for one. So planks can go in this kind of car, a state car, makes sense. Planks can't go in those, understandable, but tools and machinery can. Is there a hybrid between the two by any chance? It's not looking like it, unfortunately. That's all to do with ores. And then no more wagons. Okay, that is problematic. We're gonna have to have two trains on this line then, which is annoying. What we're gonna do is do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Big train that, big train, but it can definitely support it. So you're gonna be the Hetton planks line now. So you guys are gonna get to work here, and this means we can go ahead and pretty much just delete this whole depot actually. Or no, we definitely cannot, because we have the raw wood coming in here. We can get rid of this route entirely though, so let's go ahead and delete the stations, and then if we very quickly come in here, get the game running to make sure there's no errors, which there is, let's go ahead and delete the route. So if we can remove our search, go down to this route here, and then we're simply just gonna now delete it. Is this definitely the route I want to delete? Planks. Yeah, I want to delete the vehicles, and then there we go. Yep, so that's that sorted. So as we can see already, all the planks are now in the station, which is good. We've got 115 there. I want to see how long the train is and make sure it does fit in the station. I believe I can get either 16 or 18 cars in these long stations. And we should be, yeah, that will definitely fit in a 320 meter station, which is good. So as we can see here, the train is on the move. And I just want to get a slow down, so as you can see the locomotive is very nice. Quite common, I do recognise these from my childhood. These locomotives is beautiful, isn't it? Look at that. And then we've got a Deutsche Bahn going the other way. That's carrying steel though, or it would be on its return journey. But there we go, that's looking wonderful. So let's go ahead and speed you up. I want to see how we're getting on over here with our other train. It's one thing which Scottish people tend to do. We just like leave the end of letters, I guess, off of words often. It's really weird. So instead of other, I would say other. It's really strange. That's, I mean, that's just a change, I guess, in the middle of the word. But say, for example, the word something, yeah. There's a G on the end, we would just say something. No G, there's no need for the G, so... Anyway, this is, that's a stunning locomotive as well, isn't it? That is beautiful. And I really like the wagons as well, they're a bit different, which is good to see. Coming in here, we're not making any machinery, or hardly any machinery right now, which is a bit alarming. However, this train's going to pull in. I'm going to go ahead and speed this up. You're going to take away all of this good stuff. For some reason, automatically it's got cows assigned. But that's just because I've not gone over that 126 threshold. So that's good to see, and then that should be going ahead and taking effect on the city, which is good to see. And this also means as well that fuel can actually be transported into the city centre too now, so these trucks will get a good amount of use. which I'm quite happy about. I guess there's probably still not need for the 6 of them. As we can see, not all the tools have quite dropped here. Maybe all bar about 20. But all in all, not too bad. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm pretty much done my task for this episode, which was to get this place improved upon. We've gone ahead and we have pretty much got rid of the trucks from here actually, so I can now successfully delete this, which is good. I now have a wee bit more efficiency going with the train, and hopefully as we bring more raw resources in here, we're obviously having a bit of problem with the planks just because all the trucks have stopped and we're relying on this train, which is about to arrive in and take stuff away. Well, imagine the production is dropping here. Where is the train? Oh, it's on its way already, so we might need to add in a second train at this rate. This train is full and that place is already at another train's worth, so probably are going to have to add another train in. But all in all, things are looking good. We can definitely extend the length. I think we can get another 1 or 2 carriages on there at least as well. I knew it was either 16 or 18, so I think it's probably 16 actually is a safe amount. So we can go ahead and extend that if need be. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this episode up here. So hope you have enjoyed it. Please leave a like, rate and subscribe if you are new around here. Go ahead and give me some feedback down in the comment section below. And in the next episode we're going to be working on a combination of a bit of passenger stuff, but primarily still the goods. And that's all for this video, ladies and gentlemen, so thank you very much for watching. My name is Bigfoot and I'm out.